1 week until the election. I don't even know what to do with all the news headlines. Trump, Harris, Tony Hinchcliffe, inflation, Madison Square Garden, Joe Rogan. So much interesting stuff going on. And it creates tons of speculation about how different political outcomes are going to impact the market, both the next couple months and 2025 and beyond. I have one message for everyone. Stay calm. The calmest person in the room always yields the most power. Don't let anyone or anything lead you into making any rash investment decisions this week, next week, or in the next couple months, no matter what happens on November 5th. And here's what I can offer you. I'm going to calm your nerves. Our politicians are old. So let's focus on how we make money from our aging population. Then we're going to dig into the facts around how presidents, some of you loved and some of you hated, affected the stock market in recent history. We have a deal? Okay. You know where my mind is at. Long-term trends. I don't care what's going to happen today, tomorrow, or in a week or a month. I see an aging population with more wealth than any that came before it. Hopefully that's all of you guys. So I'm left wondering, where is all of this money being spent in retirement? Forget Florida's golf courses and gated communities. That's old news. Think golf, bocce ball. This is all old hat retirement stuff. Now, think Palo Alto, think tech money, and think college campus culture with beautiful creeks, classes, lounges, a lifestyle. And all of that can easily transition into full nursing care, full lifetime healthcare. The future seems to be life plan communities, what are called LPCs. And they're also known as continuing care retirement communities, or CCRCs. So what I want you to do during this busy time of elections and war is get busy reading those annual reports, those 10Ks, from a few of the folks that build these things. So I'll give you a couple of ideas. One is Welltower Inc. The ticker symbol is WELL. They're the leading healthcare REIT. They have a huge portfolio of senior housing, assisted living, and LPCs. Now, I gotta warn you, this stock has been having a moment, kind of like a tech stock, and it doesn't look anything like a REIT. So for me, I'm gonna be very cautious today with it, but I want to learn more. And I love their focus on affluent markets. Remember, we always talk about bigness, not smallness. We want to focus on the people with that disposable income, people who are willing to spend $10,000 a month in fees and pay $1 to $10 million to buy a unit inside one of these communities. So they take all the pressure off of their children into the future and build a lifestyle that they're going to love. Also do some research on Ventas, its ticker VTR, and Brookdale Senior Living, BKD. Brookdale is the largest operator of senior living communities in America. And if you ask me what kind of real estate I want to be in for the next 20 to 30 years, this is it. This is my choice, hands down. Now, let's distract ourselves further with stock market returns under the last 3 presidents. We got 2 Democrats, 1 Republican. Remember their names? We got the Obama, we got the Trump, and we got the Biden. What do we see? Not a hell of a lot of difference. Each one averaged within a point of each other. When you look at annualized returns, 11 to 13%. You really think that one of them had something to do with that tiny difference? You got to be nuts. Despite some massive shocks, all right? COVID, record inflation, erratic interest rate policies under Trump, the markets continue doing what they always do. They discount the future, they adapt, and they march on. So during President Obama's tenure, we had that slow but steady recovery from the great financial crisis. Trump's term brought corporate tax cuts and significant deregulation, and that fueled big gains in industrials and financials until COVID hit in early 2020. If you thought energy stocks did well under Trump, well, you'd think that because he talks a lot about energy policy. Think again. Deregulation and new supply is bad for oil prices, and energy stocks did terribly. And could they do terribly again if Trump is elected? You should think about that. Now, what happened under Biden? Well, we got stimulus packages that we also had under Trump there at the end. We got infrastructure spending. We got strong performance from tech, which, by the way, is a theme throughout these 3 presidencies. Inflation and rising rates, that yielded a very painful 2022. But remember, annualized returns for all 3 of those 4-year terms look very similar. And even with all that said, there's more commonality in the trajectory of the markets than you think. An important reminder that over the long term, the market adapts. Tech continued to gain share in the S&P 500 with each of these men that took the reins. And most sectors trudged along just fine with the broad index, despite some sector disparities. If you were invested during those presidencies, you witnessed growth, corrections, rebounds, and resilience, most importantly. The worst year of the past 10 was 2022. Inflation surged, and the idea of transitory inflation, it died, right? Was put to rest. COVID was the catalyst, triggering the unprecedented helicopter money and stimulus programs. That flood of cash provided short-term relief, but it came at a cost. And that has largely faded. At least that's what we are led to believe right now. Now, what about sectors? Under Obama, tech zoomed, and consumer discretionary led the way. Under Trump, it was all about financials and industrials because he was very strong with deregulation and tax cuts. Now, Biden, energy rebounded. You think some of these things are really counterintuitive. Healthcare was resilient too in the last 4 years as the world shifts focus to long-term health needs. Through each presidency, the leadership in sectors shifts, but the market overall never lost its way. This week, there's going to be a lot of noise. Pundits and headlines telling you how this election, it's going to be the most consequential yet for your money. Don't buy into that crap. If you're investing for the long term, you know the market moves forward regardless of the administration in charge. Inflation, interest rates, and global events like pandemics have much more direct impact on your portfolio than this guy who's in office. Elections come and go. But smart investing is about keeping a steady hand and focusing on your long-term plan. Remember, I don't care if Trump wins or loses, Harris wins or loses. The market's job is to price in every outcome long before it actually happens. The key for us is not trying to time the fluctuations of quarterly or monthly ups and downs. Just stay invested, stay diversified, keep your focus on the horizon. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more market insights. And if you're an accredited investor, check out Cardiff's high yield notes. Link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching.